Lay it on me. I believe that the culprit in this case could only have been Dogen. I have no idea what transpired between Dogen and the victim. It simply could have been that Dogen was displeased with him. In any case, he was the one who stabbed the victim to death. He probably had the dog dispose of the body. This is the truth of the case. Don't think the dog could do this method. The victim, Mr. Knightley, was it? I think it is a truly terrible thing.
Taking a man's life, you mean?
That's how you'd go about saying it, isn't it? If only I had been more vigilant, his death would not have happened. That's why I want to clear up his regrets.
Warden Roland, how considerate. I'm sure Mr. Knightley in heaven is overflowing with gratitude.
I'm not sure if he gets to go to heaven because he was kind of a killer man's, but
is gratitude really what Knightley feels?
Time to press!
I believe that the culprit in this case could only have been Dogen. You seem very confident of that. How can you be so sure?
The children of this home are all good little boys and girls. Believe in yourself, believe in your friends, and believe in me and the girls. There is no way any of these hard-working children could have committed a murder.
Quite an emotional reason. Makes sense coming from someone like her.
Only Dogen would be capable of something like that! I have no idea what transpired between Dogen and the victim.
Knightley was being held in the detention center, and Dogen was in the prison. They couldn't make any contact. Don't you think that would have prevented trouble?
The prison is quite confined, right? There were many ways for them to meet.
Knightley was murdered days before he would have been sentenced to prison. Surely there weren't many ways a meeting could have occurred.
Even without a direct meeting, Dogen could still cause trouble. Mark my words. It simply could have been that Dogen was displeased with him.
What could Knightley have done in the detention center to displease him?
That was just an example. You don't have to take it so seriously. Didn't I already say that I have no idea what transpired between them? Nevertheless, you certainly are a serious one, Edgeworth dear.
Oh, what's this? That piercing gaze.
Always standing straight and stiff, very nice, looking very clever, my dear. I think I'm about to become your biggest fan.
You got some stiff competition there.
Mr. Edgeworth, stay focused! It's the flesh wound!
Right. Is this some form of psychological warfare?
In any case, he was the one who stabbed the victim to death.
I'd like to hear your thoughts about the circumstances surrounding the murder.
Well, I suppose it was a simple job. During his booking, I learned that the victim had some kind of injury to his neck. He couldn't turn his neck to the right. I remember him saying something like that.
Booking. That's the process one undergoes before being locked up in the detention center.
Thanks for the refresher, Edgeworth.
It sounds like you don't really know a lot about Knightley.
I only know a little. In any case, he would have been an easy target for Dogen. Perhaps he used the chisel hidden in the chessboard. The victim wouldn't even have had a chance to scream.
I see. Your opinion will be a very valuable reference. Could you add those last statements to your testimony? Why did you know about that?
I mean, I guess it was... Were you around when we found out about that? Oh, you're making me blush. You're so C-U-T-E cutie pie. I'm just kidding. I'll continue. It's fine. Perhaps he used the chisel hidden in the chessboard.
I'm not gonna present it yet, but I just wanna see. Traces of blood. Dogen hid it inside his dog's mouth. There's a small bell attached to it. The chessboard.
The anything the victim brought with him. It seemed like he really enjoyed playing chess. How could I have guessed that chisel would be hidden inside it?
The chisel in the chessboard. That fact is only known by a select few people. This was the answer we arrived at from our reasoning, after all. So then why does she know about this?
In Doggin's hands, even a chisel is not to be used as a lethal weapon. I'm sure it would have been a simple job.
That's definitely what we're presenting. But we're going to press through. You certainly seem to hold strong feelings towards Dogen.
That's just natural. Remember my interrogations? That man, no matter how much evidence we find, he's still as slippery as a snake.
You got a lot of guts.
That smug look he has on his face when he returns to his cell. Just thinking about it makes my stomach churn.
I can sort of understand how you feel.
He probably had the dog dispose of the body. This is the truth of the case.
Do you mean to say that the dog threw the body into the well?
Dogen is more than one dog, not just that black one, you know. Didn't I tell you he has henchmen outside these walls as well?
You mean his henchmen outside of the prison aided him in his crime?
Of course not. They would have been caught by the security gates. But think about it, wasn't he the supplier? It's not hard to think he had dogs within the prison too.
Oh, well then, why don't you tell me the names of those so-called dogs?
If I knew that, I wouldn't have gone through so much trouble. In any case, it's still a possibility. Please try to consider it.
She's dodging the question. Can't I pursue this line of thought any further? Warden Roland's testimony is covered in lies. If I pick them apart one by one, her true colors will surely be revealed. Alright, so... perhaps he used the chisel hidden in the chessboard that you probably shouldn't know about. Warden Roland, what do you think of the... Oh.
What do I think? Well, what do you think? Yes, is that it? I think so too.
What do you think?
It's utterly ridiculous. I wholeheartedly agree.
It seems I was mistaken. Okay. How do I catch her on that? My other suspicion that I had earlier was actually that you have no idea what transpired between Dogen and the victim, but you go through the mail, and they were playing between there. I'm gonna try presenting this, because this was my first thought until they threw out the knowing about the chisel. It could be the chessboard. I could be way off here and about to get another strike. But I'm gonna try this one. Yeah, this is wrong. Maybe it is the chessboard. Okay, yeah. The chisel itself was insufficient. It had to be the chessboard. Warden Roland, you certainly are sharp-witted.
Enough with the titles. Call me Patty. P-A-T-T-Y.
No. However, there's something you are a little too knowledgeable about.
Embarrassed? You're such an inexperienced child, Edgeworth, dear. I could give you experiences.
Fight on, Mr. Edgeworth. You said you didn't really know much about Knightley. If that's the case, how did you know about the chisel inside the chessboard? I think presenting the chisel should have also been sufficient there, but okay, fine.
Oh, of course, the entrance check.
Enough of the poor excuses. The entrance check. The chessboard wasn't something Knightley brought with him. It was brought to him later by Mr. Keyes. He didn't even have it when he arrived here.
That's my mistake. I made the parcel check.
Even if we assume that, there are still many suspicious points. Why wasn't such a chisel immediately confiscated?
Yeah.
Oh, that was interesting. Judge Courtney, did you tell anyone about the trick to the chessboard?
I did not.
If no information about our investigation was leaked, then how did you find out? You could not have examined this during the entrance check or parcel check.
Certainly. Someone in the warden's position would never have let a chisel slip by.
Exactly. So, answer this, Warden Roland. When and how did you learn about the chessboard secret? In that case, I shall answer for you. It is because...
I give up, Edgeworth, dear. It is as you say. I interrogated Knightley. That's how I learned about the chessboard. But please believe me, I didn't kill anyone. Enough. It would appear that we have uncovered some vital information. I'll ask you to testify once more, if that's all right with you, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
No objections here.
Thank you, Edgeworth, dear. I'll do my best. Kiss my animal. Well then, Warden Roland, I trust there will be no lies from here on out.
The pool of lies is slowly running dry. Soon I will bring out her true nature. What's your news story?
I wouldn't go so far as to call it an interrogation. I always make sure to talk to all the new arrivals. Mr. Knightley? Yes, we had a little chat. After our talk, he went right back to his cell, I assure you.
She's piling lies on top of lies, not realizing that it only tightens the noose around her neck.
You speak with the new prisoners, you say? That's right, I'm glad you understand.
Objection!
Your testimony is not solid evidence. It requires more than just understanding.
Well then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, you may begin your cross-examination.
Rebuttal!
I wouldn't go so far as to call it an interrogation.
Hold it!
You certainly interrogated him the day before the show.
Yes, around 3 a.m. on the 27th.
3 at night? That matches the time of death on Knightley's autopsy report. You summoned him that late at night, and he wasn't asleep.
Well, a guard was attacked in Knightley's cell, remember? After that incident, we checked his cell and inquired about the circumstances. I'm sure all that excitement made it hard to sleep. Knightley was wide awake, you know.
So even though it was highly irregular, you still carried out this late-night interrogation.
Edgeworth, dear, you're so mean. It may have been irregular, but the truth is I had him moved. You can call it what you like, it still doesn't change the fact.
Please excuse him. I'll give my incompetent apprentice a good scolding later. But for now, mademoiselle, what did you mean when you said you had him moved?
I thought it was obvious, monsieur. I spoke to him in my office.
Her office? Perhaps she used to move Knightley's body. Please add that statement to your testimony.
Of course. Around 3 a.m. the day before the show, the victim was brought into my office.
Around when he died? I think that's what we'll present. And where's your office located exactly?
You'll know that sign in the detention center hallway.
You mean the one that says no entry?
Yes, it's just a short walk up that aisle, about 5 minutes from the cell block.
I've heard that room exits into the courtyard.
Of course, that side of the courtyard is my private garden. Oh, I get it. You're going to say I used that route to move the body.
Indeed, you must have been able to use it if you used that route.
For now, that is merely a possibility. There's no decisive evidence to support it.
But there's no other way the body could have been moved.
Sure you haven't forgotten my theory that Simon Keys dropped the body in the web? That's right. What she said.
Pursuing this point further would be hazardous.
I always make sure to talk to all the new arrivals.
What did you talk about?
But indeed, it was just trifling conversation. What kind of animals he liked, what his hobbies were, that sort of thing. hobbies. I assume he mentioned chess. Oh yes, it's all Knightley would ever talk about. Now that I think about it, the note he had in his room, it probably had something to do with chess too. So Warden Roland saw Knightley's notes. Mr. Knightley, yes, we had a little chat. And what was Knightley like during the interrogation? He was very honest. Mr. Knightley was...
Honest, pal?
He also talked about a croissant and some kind of promo, and he kept saying that it was noon even though it was definitely 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm not sure why. On croissant and chess piece promotions, I assume, not a croissant. Looks like he was his usual chess-loving self. Zipping his gun around, talking about moving in L shapes. After all talk, he went right back to his cell, I assure you. If he really returned to his cell, there's no way he would be a corpse now. I know you're suggesting that I killed him during the interrogation, but I couldn't possibly have had a motive to kill Knightley, could I? Doggin was the only one I hated and he had no connection with the victim. She only hated Doggin. Please add that statement to your testimony. Doggin was the one I hated and he had no connection with the victim.
That's how we get her. Press!
The only one you hated was Doggin. Am I correct? Yes, threatening me and doing whatever he wants in his prison. That man, I will never forgive him. I will do whatever it takes to corner him. And his black dog too, they are unfit to live in my home. She's brimming with hostility, even towards Doggin's dog. Even the Doggin. At first glance, it would seem she has no motive for killing Knightley. However, her hostility extends to anyone connected to Doggin. If I consider that, the answer will naturally follow.
She chats with the criminals. The warden sure is easygoing, sir.
Easygoing? She killed one of the criminals, you know. Since the guy was handcuffed, it would have been a pretty one-sided affair. Warden Roland has to be the killer. I have faith in my reasoning so far.
Alright, the very last statement. Doggin was the one I hated, and he had no connection with the victim. But for that, we have a memo that she's admitted that she read that connects the two.
Judge Courtney, I'd like you to have a look at this. Looks like a record of a chess game. Is there something wrong with it? This was discovered in the victim's cell. It was Knightley's memo. Warden Roland, you discovered this note on the very same place. And not just in Knightley's cell, but in Doggin's too, correct? What are you? Don't say that you don't know about the chessboard in the special cell. After all, you would have kept an eye on Doggin's actions, down to the smallest details. No, to be more precise, it wasn't Doggin that you needed to keep an eye on. The warden was searching for Mr. Doggin's henchmen. From the start, I found it strange that the warden interrogated the prisoners personally, since he used his henchmen to threaten harm to her family. Warden Roland interrogated Doggin to expose them. So what are you saying? As you inspected Doggin's mail, you must have known that he played correspondence chess. And then Knightley appeared with a chess memo in hand. We deduced that he and Doggin were connected. You must have arrived at the same conclusion as well. However, you went one step too far in your reasoning. You thought Knightley was one of Doggin's henchmen who had come to kill you. So that's why you interrogated Knightley, boy. If the boss won't crack, go after his henchmen. In addition, you discovered something when you were interrogating him. Inside his chessboard, you found a portable chisel. A murder weapon? To Warden Roland, the chisel was a symbol of Doggin, and that was the final straw. You believed Knightley was one of Doggin's henchmen, and you killed him! It seems there will be no rebuttal. Judge Courtney, your verdict. though it is incredibly unfortunate, there seems to be no room for doubt. I shall announce my verdict for the murder of Horace Knightley. Twice my sacred verdict has been interrupted. Who was that? Warden Roland? Oh, how strange. You guys really don't understand anything. It would seem the one who doesn't understand is you. Me? Oh, I understand one thing very well. There is a huge contradiction in your logic, Mr. Edgeworth. Once she's cornered, she starts spouting nonsense. Pay no heed, Judge Courtney. Your verdict.
Overruled!
I am interested in hearing what the warden has to say.
What?
I thought so. I just have one thing I want to say.
One?
Please take a good look at the autopsy report. The autopsy report, the one I brought with me. I heard exactly what you said earlier, Justine darling. You said the wound was 4 inches deep. 4 inches?
No way.
Could that tiny chisel really have made the wound 4 inches deep?
Impossible!
How could I have made such an error? Oh, forgive me, goddess of law. Well, I believe it overturns your hypothesis. What will you do now, Mr. Edgeworth? What'll we do?
It'll be alright, pal. Mr. Edgeworth always... Whoa, wait, now he's gone all white. Hey, you're a defense attorney, aren't you? Isn't there something you can do, pal? Some kind of bluffing something bluff? Do that turnabout thing. Make some earth-shattering objection. Uncle Ray's a hard worker, but without decisive evidence, we're just whipping a dead horse here.
That means hopeless? The true killer is Warden Roland. If it's not her, then nothing that's happened fits. But the chisel isn't the murder weapon. Are there any other sharp objects here? There are still many mysteries remaining in this case. However, we do not have the evidence to solve them at this present time. We have no choice but to continue this battle in the courtroom.
Objection!
That would just give the killer a chance to destroy evidence.
Overruled!
Are you mocking the court?
No, I didn't mean anything like that. You look perplexed, Miles. Thought of anything yet?
The chisel is not the murder weapon. In that case, what is?
It's no use. We're back where we started.
No objections, Prosecutor Edgeworth. By the way, any baseless statements will be punished accordingly.
It's no good. I can't think of anything.
I need more time.
I regret to say, I have no...
No, Mr. Edgeworth, remember what Mr. Shield said. If we give up, Simon will... Have you forgotten that sad look on his face? He was the one who suffered most from Knightley's death. If we can't save him, who will? Besides, Simon believes in us. So, we can't give up!
Okay. Miles, looks like you found a good partner. It's like Little K says. Whenever you're backed into a corner, think of your client. Keep fighting until the very end. Isn't that the feeling you're getting? Gregory, the old man, no matter what trouble he faced, he would always turn things around, save his client. You got his blood in you, right? In that case, you're the only one who can turn this around.
Judge Courtney, the look in your eyes has suddenly changed. If you do intend to speak, you'd better be prepared to face the consequences. Your logic thus far has been misplaced numerous times.
So is yours.
If this were to happen again, I will consider you unfit to call yourself a prosecutor. And you will hand over your badge. That's right. My reasoning about this case has indeed been misplaced numerous times. Have I made a grave miscalculation? Wait, my logic is misplaced. Still silent, I cannot condone this waste of time. Well then.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Mr. Edgeworth! I will announce my verdict.
That's it. I have to turn my logic around like that guy.
What would Phoenix do in this situation?
My logic isn't misplaced. It's been misled.
This court finds the defendant Simon Keys.
Isn't it a little early to hand down a verdict?
I actually think it's rather late. Don't you agree, Justine, darling? Enlighten us. What?
Try to remember. The eyewitness account about his dog and his absence from the animal show. When I first heard that information, my suspicion immediately fell on Dogan.
I'm amazed you take such pride in retelling your previous failings.
Hold it!
But was that not the killer's aim? What if we assume that was their intention from the start? Of course, this chisel served the same purpose. Knightley's body was stabbed in the same spot with multiple sharp objects. This shows that he was stabbed with the chisel after the real murder weapon was removed. By soaking the chisel in Knightley's blood, the killer wanted to mislead us into thinking the chisel was the murder weapon. Why? That's because... Why did the killer want us to think the chisel was the murder weapon? To get Dogan expelled. Warden Roland, you made use of this chisel's image.
Chisel's image? What are you trying to say?
Hold it!
Mr. the Best, when you see this chisel, what does it suggest to you?
Something like Dogan is the killer, right?
Now, do you understand? That was the warden's aim.
She wanted to suspect the person with the chisels.
Indeed, that was the plan from the very beginning. To make Sir and Dogan out to be the killer.
I understand your logic. It is true the warden did not think kindly of Dogan. But you understand, don't you? This alone does not prove she is the killer.
As I thought, it's not enough. The remaining chance is for me to find the real murder weapon.
If you have no more evidence, I believe this conversation is over.
Objection!
I could prove it if I found the real murder weapon.
Objection!
It doesn't matter what you say. We did a clean sweep of the place. It is as Sebastian says. In the end, we could not find any weapons. In other words, such proof is impossible.
Objection!
No, the murder weapon must still be somewhere in the prison. As long as this exists.
The security gate.
You remember its name after all.
Are you mocking me? It's because of those things that you can't take metal objects in or out of this place. Ah!
Right. As long as those security gates exist, the murder weapon should still be here.
That also means no weapon could have been brought into the prison. In the end, we're back to that same mystery after all.
Judge Courtney.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, surely you've realized if the real murder weapon is still in the prison, one must also consider how it got there in the first place.
The chisel was concealed within the chessboard, but the chisel is not the real murder weapon, which means the real murder weapon must have been smuggled in somehow.
But it's smuggled in. Can you prove that? how Warden Roland brought the weapon into the prison. You had evidence transferred from the precinct. Yes, we borrowed all the evidence concerning Dogen. I've been interrogating him personally in my office, but... That's it! She could have used that. This shows another way a weapon could be brought into the prison. Not the investigation, not the tunnel, not the metal detector. How else could it have been brought in? I'm gonna try the door sensor because of the animals, but that's probably wrong.
Take that!
It is wrong. Professor Edgeworth, so that's how you bring metal objects into the prison.
Indeed, with this even something metal could be... Exactly how does that let metal objects to be brought into the prison?
What? You really can't use that to bring metal objects into the prison? Professor Edgeworth, I'm disappointed in you. Sorry to let you down. Okay, not that. So there really isn't a way to bring metal objects into the prison.
No, there is a way, besides sending it in a package. And this shows that method.
What, Professor? Show it to us.
I'm not sure if I should say this in front of Kay. This shows another way a weapon could be brought into the prison.
Dogen's bells. Attached to the knife and Anubis, custom made only to exist, the knife has been confiscated. Is it the bell?
Take that!
Yesterday, Dogen said this. Yes, my bells. There are only 2 in the world. Only 2? They're custom made, attached to my knife on Anubis' collar. Even though I can only rely on my ears, I can easily identify them. Unless one has been confiscated and is not in my possession. It's possible the murder weapon was brought in as confiscated evidence. Dogen's knife was confiscated and stored on the premises. Furthermore, a bell was attached to the knife. It can't be the bell on the chisel. Exactly. The killer took it from the knife and reattached it to the chisel. But the only fingerprints on the chisel are Knightley's. The killer probably wore gloves when they made the switch. She made the chisel out to be the murder weapon by attaching Dogen's bell, and in doing so made Dogen appear to be the culprit. Furthermore, the handling of the set of evidence that this bell originally belonged to was only possible for someone with the proper authority.
Oh, sir, who had that authority? It wasn't me, was it? I don't have very much.
Why don't we ask the warden what she thinks? You can find bells anywhere. Anyone could have attached it, right? I see. So you don't know. These bells are Dogen's trademark. There are only 2 in the world. What? What? And so attaching the bell would naturally make you the killer. Do you have the evidence that I have the knife? You don't, do you?
Hold it!
Of course, I understand. In that case, Mr. DeBest, I'd like to request an investigation immediately. But if you find it, it'd be problematic for me, because then you would solve the case and I wouldn't have solved the case. That doesn't matter now. It is necessary that we reveal the truth. You are a prosecutor, are you not? Well, even if you say that. Curse this useless prosecutor! If only I still had investigative rights! Besides, we can't investigate without the warden's permission, right? There's no issue to prove. We have no choice but to investigate ourselves. If you don't have the evidence, there's no use in continuing this conversation. The goddess of law does not smile upon those with no evidence. This will have to be continued in the courtroom.
We just can't seem to just pin it down.
Not good. If we give the warden more time here, she'll definitely destroy the evidence. It seems like I have no choice but to raise an objection and stall for time. But I don't have anything definite. Is that really acceptable? Is it really like me to do something like this reckless? Am I going to bluff? No, not good. Now's not the time for hesitation. Right now, I'm not a prosecutor, but an attorney's assistant. I need to protect my client. I'm the only one who can save him now. In that case, even if it's a 1 in a million chance, I have to take it. It's sink or swim. Should I raise an objection? Yes. Clearly, yes. The game wants to say yes. It almost feels like I've turned into a certain bluffing defense attorney. But right now, I can't come to a standstill here.
Objection!
Hold it. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what now? I just realized something. What would that be? Pray tell. Naturally, the whereabouts of the real murder weapon. Dogen's knife. Mr. Edgeworth, is that really true? Yes, though it is a lie. I find that hard to believe. This isn't a bluff, is it? You underestimate me. The word bluff does not exist in my dictionary. I've never even used it to accuse anyone else of doing exactly what I'm doing now. This is bad for my heart. There's no way you could know, because such a thing doesn't even exist. Well then, could you enlighten us? Where is the real murder weapon? Think. Somewhere the police didn't look. A blind spot in this animal-filled prison. A hiding place the warden would have complete confidence in. Hiding place. Come and think of it. It was inevitable, and nobody showed them your mouth. The same method? No, it couldn't be, could it? But there aren't that many ways to hide things from an investigator's eyes.
You're gonna have to open your jacket, I'm afraid.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, how long did you intend to keep us waiting? It's possible, but I'm taking a big gamble here. The place where the real murder weapon is hidden is here.
So probably the thing to guess would be the warden's office, because that's where you'd put it. But I actually think it's here in the courtyard where we are right now, because it's on her.
Take that!
Here in the courtyard? Indeed. That's not enough information. Please show us in more detail. Where's the real murder weapon hidden?
Oh! In the alligator!
Take that!
The metal alligator!
That's it. Back then.
Duh! Huh?
What's the matter, detective?
Hey, it looks like the metal detector is reacting to this alligator.
Really? Why? Of course. That's why the metal detector reacted. Judge Courtney, I'd like you to take a look at this. The chisel? Wasn't that just a fake murder weapon? Dogen hid this chisel inside his dog's mouth. And the real murder weapon was hidden in very much the same way. Ooh. The real murder weapon is in the pond, inside the alligator. What? We can confirm that the metal detector reacted to the alligator. Judge Courtney, please have the insides of the alligator examined. I give my consent. We'll have to call a veterinarian. I can make that little girl open her mouth. Can I help you? Bing, 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 bing. Yes, go ahead.
Wow. Amazing training.
Warden Roland, discovering the real murder weapon will settle this matter once and for all. Why don't you do the honorable thing and confess now? What would I have to confess? In that case, you can just wait for your fate to be sealed.
We found it, sir.
Just as you said it would be. It's over. Patricia Roland, the real murder weapon is none other than Dogen's knife. And the one who murdered Horace Knightley can only be you. Dogen was the evil one. I didn't do anything wrong. It was completely reasonable. That guy was one of Dogen's henchmen. Him. If only he had never come to my home. I could at least still be happy. My special paradise. He ruined it. All of it. Him. That Dogen assassin.
They were all animals. Sorry about your luck, Warden. Also, was she wearing a prison uniform under her suit? That's interesting. Mr. the best of the best. We have the results.
The best of the best. Looks like even the forensic officers have it tough.
We found traces of Knightley's blood on Dogen's knife. It was just like you said. You're the best, Mr. the best.
Alright, good job, but don't stop there. Keep the praise coming. It sustains me. Because I know the truth, and the truth hurts.
Yes, sir. You're so incredible, it brings tears to my eyes.
Yep, that's why I'm chopping these onions.
From sorrow.
Well done, Sebastian. Next comes the follow-up investigation. Huh? What are you talking about, Justine? Hasn't the case been solved already?
We have not yet confirmed if Knightley truly was one of Dogen's henchmen. There's also a chance that Warden Roland jumped to conclusions. That is the remaining uncertainty in this case.
Anyways, let's keep investigating. Hey, you there, come with me. Since I'm the best, the truth will appear before me first. When that moment arrives, make sure you don't miss it.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to witnessing your first-rate ability.
Let's go! We live in troubling times. Wouldn't you agree? The would-be assassin of the president was found murdered in the prison.
Knightley had not planned to assassinate the president.
The truth is not as vital as you seem to believe it to be. Not to the world, and not to the law.
That can't be right.
Believe what you will, however. As long as Prosecutor Edgeworth remains a prosecutor, it is an inescapable reality.
A prosecutor is not someone who demands a guilty verdict. That is what I believe.
Those are merely your values. The law is not the plaything of any one person. If you will not submit to that, you will do well to prepare for the consequences.
What's that supposed to mean, pal? Don't tell me you're gonna...
Now then, this is where I must take my leave, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Judge Courtney is right. The law should not serve any one person's desires. However, if the truth is bent as a result of that, can that really be called justice?
Simon! Oh, Simon!
Boss,
What happened? They said you could come out already.
Well, honestly, I don't know for sure. All of a sudden, they were like, "You're free to go, and you should thank Mr. Edgeworth."
Well, that's because he found out who the real murderer was.
Really? He did? Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, no, I know, way! If you glare at me like that, it's useless! I'm innocent after all, you can't make me guilty.
Simon, you should thank him, you know.
You're right. Thank you very much.
I want to thank you too.
Good grief. Mr. Defense Attorney, can I ask you just one more question?
Yes, you may. But I'm not a defense attorney.
I thought that Knightley and I were friends. No, I mean best friends. I always thought we were.
You don't think so anymore?
Oh, well, I'm just wondering. There were some things I had no idea about. Like how he could hate someone enough to kill them. That's why maybe he never trusted me either.
Simon, that's not true.
You're lying, because if I had known, I could have stopped him. I would have told him he had no need to be angry with anyone.
Mr. Keyes, I don't think he disliked you either. Let's show him proof that Knightley trusted him. The chessboard?
Take that!
That's what I gave to...
Knightley hid a chisel inside it, most likely to aid in his escape.
Escape? He used me.
He trusted in you. He knew you'd bring it to him, without looking into it, and without question. And in doing just that, you were caught up in everything.
Knightley, you idiot!
Looks like he gets it.
Simon is not as dumb as he looks after all. I'm sure he'll be back to normal by tomorrow.
Was that supposed to be a compliment?
I'll be strong. I'll become a splendid wild animal tamer for Knightley's sake.
Excellent. That's the spirit.
And this monkey will teach me how to cook a delicious meal. I almost forgot. If you'd like, please come to our next show. I'll also be performing in it.
That is a saucy ringleader. Ringmaster, whatever.
The Very Big Circus is always fabulous and fun for all ages, 18 and over only.
Well, now that sounds like fun. Let's go, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I'll think about it. No.
Well, we need to get back to practicing right away. You'll be with Regent today.
What? The tiger? No, I know, way!
It'll be fine. He's a good boy.
There's no way it'll be fine. The tiger's gonna eat me. Please cut me a break, boss.
And there they go. But man, bravo! You really put on a good show today, Miles. It's all thanks to you, Mr. Shields. Without your help, she might have gotten away. Not to mention allowing us to continue the investigation. Oh man, cut it out already. Yeah, you're gonna make me blush. I never know when you are being serious. Uncle Ray is always serious. Hey, so how was it, Miles? How did it feel to be a defense attorney? The same people. Defense attorney? But that really took me back. It was just like being next to your old man again. It's been a while since I felt this good. It was, well, it's somewhat difficult to say it was a good thing. Come on, Miles, are you sure you don't want to be a defense attorney? What? You know, pick up where your father left off. Don't you want to save people? Like he did? What are you talking about, pal? Mr. Edgeworth is a prosecutor. But is it really that unusual for a prosecutor to become a defense attorney these days? Unusual isn't the problem here. Hey, don't be so upset. It's normal, you know? It's normal.
It's not.
Normal, pal. You'd all make for a powerful defense team.
Mr. Shields, I'm a prosecutor.
And Uncle Ray's a defense attorney. That's why I'm being serious about this. Well, it's just my opinion. Feel free to drop by anytime if you ever change your heart. I'll be waiting for you.
Follow in my father's footsteps. Me, become a defense attorney.
I'm going to become a defense attorney, just like my dad.
Should I become a defense attorney like my father? The end. That's all for that case.
Join us next time for a brand new episode for the Inherited Turnabout, where we may be taking a little step down Edgeworth's mysterious past.
Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't, and stay tuned.
More stuff's coming your way soon. Bye for now.